So, y'all smoke pot? Who smokes pot here? Sometimes I'm a very busy woman with a really complex to-do list. So I like to wait until I get everything off my list, and then I'm like, let's get stoned. You know what I mean? And I'm not able to do it all the time. So I was at my friend's house, and I got like super stoned. And I went home, I was like, whoa. And I was like having the best time, because as soon as I got home, I was like, whoa, I'm stoned. And all I could do was just start like cleaning everything. It's like all I wanted to do, and it felt so good. I was just like, this cloth, this soap, this surface. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, it was so great. And then my boyfriend came home, he's like, oh my gosh, the place looks great. And I was like, I'm stoned, let's do it. He's like, this is great. You're good stoned. You should be stoned more. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of things are happening. I was like, yeah. And then the next day I was like, oh my God, who's the new me? Who's the new me peeking around the corner? She can get a lot of things done, but then she knows how to party after. So the next night I had a show, and I came home from the show, and he wasn't home, and I was like, you know what? I have some real old dank weed. From like 15 years ago. It's crusty, it's crumbly, let's get it together. So I rolled it up, I smoked it down, and then I was like, oh yeah, here's that old familiar feeling, and I just started like wiping things down and cleaning, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna tackle that cupboard. You know, like that cupboard, that drawer that we all have that you're just like, bleh! Like all your regrets go in there, things you don't know what to do with go in there, like all the worst part of your soul is in there. So I'm like, I'm gonna clean it out, and I can visualize how it's gonna be when it's all nice, and I'm like, this is my life. This is my life now. This is who I am. So I was so excited, so I just like pulled out, I'm like, I just gotta dump everything out, and I'm gonna wipe it down and, you know, get rid of stuff. So excited. I'm so excited to do it. And then in the middle of doing it, I was just like, oh my God, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make cookies! I'm gonna make cookies! He's gonna come home, he'll be like, the place looks amazing, there's cookies, she wants to boink, let's do that! I was so pumped. And then I was like, what kind of cookies should I make? I barely ever bake. And I was like, oh my God, my mom gave me this recipe, literally called the best cookies in the world. And I was like, yes! I was so excited. Like, I found them. I was like, here we go. And it was just like 2 cups of flour. And I was like, what do we got here? And I was like, I don't have any flour. But I do have some real healthy cereal that I could grind into a powder. Here we go. Picturing him coming home being like, these are delicious. I'm like, they're cereal. And then I was just like, what else has to go in here? And it was like eggs. I'm like, we don't have any eggs, but we do have shitty black bananas in our freezer. You know the ones who are like, I guess I'll put them in my freezer and make banana bread one day. Like, you never make banana bread. And then you're moving and your friends are like, what the fuck do you want me to do with these black bananas? I'm like, go them out, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm sorry I'll get you pizza, I swear. So I'm like cutting those up and like trying to like, I put on a skillet and I'm like, oh, warm those up to get them in the thing. And like, what else does it call for? And I'm like, oh yeah, I got salt. Baking powder, don't have that. What else white do I have? What other white things do I have? And it's calling for chocolate chips and nuts, all right? And the only nuts I have are pine nuts. And if you know anything about nuts, that's a savory nut. And those in the bowl, all right? And chocolate chips, oh, everybody's favorite, chocolate chips. Yum, yum, yum. Don't have them, all right? But do you know what I do have? Raisins. And all I can think is that my boyfriend just being all like, I hate raisins. And I was like, putting raisins in there, because he's going to take a bite, and he's going to be like, these are so good, what's in them? And I'll be like, raisins. He'll be like, I didn't know I liked them. I'm like, this is our new life. I'm so excited. So then I'm mixing it all together. I'm like, these seem really dry. And then I like put in some water. And I'm like, I'm gonna add some sweetness. I get some table syrup. That in there. I'm mixing it around. I'm like, undercooked. That's right. 4 minutes only. Undercooked. And I was like, Jane Hennessey knows what she's talking about. I ain't gonna do it. I'm waiting for like 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. There's 1 minute left. I start hearing like kerfuddle. My boyfriend's coming home. I was like, ha, ha, ha. I got scared. I opened the door. He's like, what the fuck happened in here? Looking around. There's just like, you know, like fake flour everywhere. And that thing, that drawer is like spilled out. The cupboard. And he's like, why did you do that? I'm like, I'm stuck. He's like, what's that smell? And I take him out of the oven. He's like, those are great things. I'm like, they're healthy, try them. He's like, no. I was like, try them, they're good. And then he puts a piece of it in his mouth, and he's like, he's scraping his tongue. I'm like,